everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today is day 68 of my 200-day posting streak goal, and today I'm going to talk about the Christopher Reeve Superman documentary. Now, before I give you my thoughts on the documentary, feel free to share your thoughts on the documentary down below in the comments, and let's start talking about it. So, the Superman Christopher Reeve documentary I found to be an incredibly touching documentary. I think it did a great job on showing, Christopher Reeve's, life, on how he got the role as Superman and what it was like playing a pop culture icon. But I also loved how it explored his personal life before the 70s of not living in a safe environment when he was a kid, and then also being roommates with Robin Williams, which I think they touched on it really nicely. And then they also touched on really nicely his personal life after, playing the pop culture icon in the first film, where, he had 2 kids with his first girlfriend, or I don't know if it was his first girlfriend, but it was with a girlfriend. He had 2 kids. He never ended up getting married, and then he broke up with her. And then he married Dana, and then he had his 3rd kid. And, the story about, what it was like for his kids to, be the kids of Christopher Reeve, and the story with, his wife Dana, I think it was all done really nicely. And then, of course, they very much so touched on the unfortunate tragedy with his horseback riding accident and getting paralyzed, and how Dana was always there for him even when he didn't feel like going. And then he started the Christopher Reeve and Dana Foundation, and he became an ambassador for people with disabilities. And I think it was all really touching how someone who played, a superhero who's supposed to be the symbol of hope, became a symbol of hope in real life for all these people with disabilities. And, it's just really sad, though, that this unfortunately happened to Christopher Reeve, but it's really inspiring of how he was able to use this to try to help others. And, I think, the story with, Robin Williams throwing parties for every year for the anniversary of the day he got paralyzed to commend his services and who he is as a person, I think was really touching. And then, unfortunately, they also very much so touched on his unfortunate passing, which, it's just really sad. 22 years later, and this is actually right after the Yankees won the ALDS over the Twins in a thrilling comeback. And they touched on how Christopher Reeve was also a Yankees fan. And, of course, they had a big memorial for Christopher Reeve. But yeah, it was definitely really sad. And then also, hearing the kids' perspective, hearing Dana's perspective. It was just all really emotional. And then, unfortunately, a year and a half later, Dana passed from cancer. And, really hearing it from their youngest kid's perspective, it's just really heartbreaking, because he was, younger than I am right now. He was 13, 14 when he lost both of his parents. But I think it's beautiful that his siblings were there for him, and that his neighbor and best friend was also there for him. But yeah, and I think it's beautiful that their kids, though, have carried on the legacy. So yeah, this was an incredibly beautiful documentary. It was a very sad documentary, but it was a beautifully made documentary about Christopher Reeve's life and how he is the real life Superman. I don't think he's just a Superman actor. I think he's the Superman. So yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful documentary, so I very much so highly recommend it. I would give it an A plus. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's beautiful. Now, thanks for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts on this documentary down below in the comments. And this is day 68 of my 200-day posting streak goal. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out.